when it all happened, I was filming away. So, there was, I'm like the rock of the family, especially when it comes to, times where it's like family is really needed, and now I think
This story never really went away. It just went quiet. And that's the tricky part, because now there's talk that Quincy Brown might be working on a doc-style project about KimPorter's timeline with 50 Cent connected. If that's true, it's no longer just discussion, it's a reset. For people who felt the story got brushed aside, this hits differently. The 50 Cent Diddy documentary barely touched the questions surrounding KimPorter, and that quiet period didn't calm anything down. It only made the internet chatter simmer until now. Rumor has it that Kim's oldest son, Quincy Brown, could be teaming up with 50 Cent on a new series that puts Kim front and center. That alone reignited the timeline, especially because people still remember Quincy showing up at Diddy's trial for just one day, one appearance, then gone. To some, that looked like quiet loyalty. To others, it seemed calculated. What stands out is that Quincy never went online defending anyone, no speeches, no emotional posts, no messy back and forth. He stayed calm, controlled, and kept his distance, immediately setting him apart from the chaos surrounding the situation. Another detail people notice: unlike others pulled into lawsuits or public accusations tied to Diddy, Quincy hasn't been personally accused of any wrongdoing. That clean image is why some see him as different, even though Diddy helped raise him. Now the conversation is shifting to strategy. Some reports and online theories frame Quincy's silence as intentional, not weakness. He stayed close long enough to watch over his sisters and avoid the splash zone while everything around him was still unstable.
I don't mean to be the super big brother dad, but this is nuts. I might record the whole ride. Might run out of storage.
I forgot my license is in my knee.
Oh, you need that. What'd you forget?
My license.
And what do you need to drive?
Then Diddy gets locked up and the whole energy shifts, with him behind bars. Many believe Quincy might finally have a chance to tell the story on his terms, not as a public accusation, but as a deep dive into Kim's life, the official timeline, and the lingering questions that never stopped following her story. If 50 Cent is involved, that only fuels the fire. Because he doesn't show up quietly, he enters to shake things up. Quincy has always moved differently from Diddy's other sons, and people have noticed it for years. Even during major moments when the family was under intense spotlight, Quincy wasn't out front amplifying the drama. That's why some of the wilder theories about him gained traction, claims that he was protected or playing some kind of double game. But the visible facts don't really support those extremes, especially since he was seen attending the trial with the family. Most people treat the most dramatic theories as a reach.
An enemy that has a position of influence in your child's life, and knowing that that person sends you notes and messages every now and then. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, that boy is dead.
The main point people keep returning to is simple. Quincy stayed mostly silent about his mom. No sit-down interviews, no public accusations, no viral speeches, just quiet. Now, the timing has everyone paying attention. If a full doc is really in the works, focus on Kim, the behind-the-scenes tension, and the unanswered questions surrounding her life, this stops being just gossip. It becomes a rollout, a narrative, a spotlight. And once a story like this hits the spotlight, the internet doesn't let it go.
And Quincy's missing.
Quincy's missing. Oh. And lastly...
After he was questioned by the feds.
After.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was in witness protection.
On November 15th, 2018, KimPorter was found unresponsive in her Los Angeles home. A family member reportedly discovered her in bed, and by the time help arrived, it was too late. She was just 47, and the news sent shockwaves instantly.
A shocked and devastated Diddy spotted at the home where his ex suddenly and mysteriously died.
The official report later listed low-grade pneumonia as the cause of death, and the medical examiner ruled it natural. On paper, it seems straightforward, but in public discussions, the timeline keeps raising questions. Reports say she first complained of a sore throat around November 7th, and by November 12th, she reportedly had a fever. The rapid progression is one reason people still wonder if every detail was fully explained. She reportedly tested negative for flu and strep and was treated with antibiotics and other medications. Her family later said that by November 14th, she appeared to be improving. Her temperature had dropped, and she was even well enough to get a massage that evening. That particular detail is what continues to stick in people's minds.
Know that Kim, and it's in the this is in the documentation, shout out to paperwork. He looked in the paperwork and it said Kim received a massage for about an hour when she's supposed to have full-blown pneumonia. Who gives somebody a massage when they got pneumonia? And do we know whether she used that baby oil or not for that massage? It makes you say,
If she was dealing with serious respiratory issues, why bring someone into the home so late in the week? That's a question people have raised. Another point often mentioned is that the identity of the massage provider was never widely clarified publicly, leaving room for speculation, fair or not. The coroner's report also noted no history of substance or alcohol abuse and no known underlying health issues. By most accounts, she was considered healthy, which only fueled more questions. Not long after, one of the first to publicly question the official explanation was Kim's ex and Quincy's biological father, Al B. Al has repeatedly said he saw Kim shortly before her passing, and that she didn't seem seriously ill to him. Over time, he became more vocal, expressing that the official explanation didn't align with what he believed he knew.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby. Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time, and I'm, grabbing Sean like, what? And she's in the back going, stop. There's no, like I said, this is not marketing for me. I'm living this life. And the only reason I wanted to tell the story, Kurt, was very specifically because I was ignored. There was the most expensive PR campaign against me to shut me down.
Are you concerned that he still has power outside of incarceration?
Remember, I'm the only one who spoke up, and I'm the only one left alive. So this is not about a scared thing, it's just time to reveal the truth. I mean, it is what it is. I went through many, many years of scrutiny and being dragged face first on the concrete, being called.
In July 2020, Al B posted an old video of himself crying, captioning it with how hearing the news had affected him. In that same post, he suggested he didn't believe the official version of events and tied that doubt to how healthy and strong Kim had appeared around that time, including during family milestones they had just celebrated for Quincy. He ended the post with a hashtag many interpreted as a subtle jab at the public tributes that followed. The post didn't stay up long. Al later deleted it, saying Quincy had reached out because it was triggering. Even so, he never fully walked back his stance, continuing to hint that the official story didn't add up to him. Once the post disappeared, the internet did what it always does. It created its own narrative. Some speculated Quincy had been pressured to intervene, while others suggested someone wanted control of the situation or keep distance between Quincy and his father. None of this is confirmed, but it illustrates how fast speculation spreads when people sense behind-the-scenes influence. Through it all, Al stayed firm, signaling he wouldn't soften his position just to make others comfortable. Then in November 2021, he posted a throwback photo with Kim and Quincy, reigniting debate. He referenced a message Kim once sent him, life imitating art imitating life, and hinted there was more she had told him privately than the public ever knew. He suggested she had been dealing with something serious behind the scenes, and that he had urged her to contact authorities. In the comments, he went further, saying essentially, "You wouldn't believe what you went through if I spelled it all out." The post hit hard not because it offered specifics, but because it pointed to a bigger story he wasn't fully revealing. Then things took another turn. Not long after, Al was hospitalized for a medical emergency that never received a simple public explanation. He later said he collapsed unexpectedly while working in the studio, and that doctors were shocked by how many serious issues appeared at once. He has said he spent nearly 2 months in a coma and underwent major procedures, including an organ transplant, blood transfusions, intubation, and time on a ventilator. It was life-threatening and fans were shaken. After that, social media began comparing timelines and building theories. These comparisons aren't proof of anything, but they show how quickly suspicion spreads when the public feels a story has missing pieces.
In that coma in 2022, you had the liver transplant, you had the tracheotomy, and all that stuff that went on.
Multi-system organ failure.
Yeah.
60.
Have they figured out what happened yet?
We will.
No, I mean, have the doctors medically, like, what happened to you?
Yeah, so,
because you just collapsed, right?
Yeah, so, just mysteriously out of the blue, which we do talk about in the book.
Yeah.
If you actually knew what they did to me, there was a bounty on my head, there was a bunch of stuff.
So do you think specifically then that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
The main point is this. Even after everything he went through, Al didn't stay quiet. He kept posting, kept hinting, and kept speaking like he believed there was more to Kim's story than what the official record says. Over time, the pressure around his claims grew until mainstream media gave him a bigger stage. Earlier this year, Al sat down for an interview tied to his memoir, and the clip spread fast. At one moment, he looked straight at the camera and asked, "Do you believe me now?" That reignited the conversation. In that interview, he repeated that he never accepted the natural framing of Kim's death as it was presented publicly. He even suggested that his own medical emergency happened in the shadow of him speaking out not as proven fact, but as his personal belief about what was going on around him. He hinted that something may have shifted in 2022 when he got louder. While viewers can't verify any of this from clips alone, once claims like these are on camera, they become rocket fuel. Social media clipped, reposted, and debated them, making the discussion around Kim's story louder, because now a public figure was openly questioning the official explanation. It's still unclear where things stand between Al and Quincy, whether their relationship is fully repaired, or whether Al is connected to the rumored doc. But many hope there's alignment, because Al has been one of the most visible voices pushing for answers. And that matters, especially if a doc is actually in motion. A documentary doesn't have to accuse anyone to shake a room. It just needs to lay out timelines, contradictions, missing details, and unanswered questions, and let the public react. That's also why the 50 Cent angle keeps drawing attention. Whether you like him or not, he has a reputation for resurfacing old industry narratives, especially when power, image, and silence are involved. That ties into the bigger conversation about control. Online discussions increasingly suggest that Diddy's world ran on strict control. Who spoke, who stayed quiet, who stayed close. Some accounts portray Kim's relationship era as complicated and tightly managed, which fuels questions about the influence behind the scenes long before the recent headlines. Now, with Quincy stepping into the rumors and a possible doc underway, people think the story could be reframed in ways we haven't seen before. So here's the question for you. Does KimPorter's story deserve another look? And what does Quincy's silence really mean? Grief, protection, strategy, or something the public hasn't noticed yet? Silence can be a shield, or it could be a countdown. If a doc really is being built around Kim's story, what matters isn't what anyone believes, it's what's shown, what's left out, and the questions it forces back onto the table. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want updates the moment this doc becomes real, like subscribe and share. Keep your eyes on the timeline. I'll catch you in the next one.